going. It should be going live right now. We live.
Welcome everybody. This is Took Timbo, the post collision AEW show.
It's Mob Miz at Mob Squad 508 on Twitter.
Hey, it's the Turnbuckle Telegram. You can follow me here on Twitter.
Yes,
Yep.
sir. Yes, sir.
So tonight, Collision. It was a very good go home show, I think. I almost enjoyed it more than Dynamite. Almost, I think. So it was a pretty good show. It was a banger for sure.
Collision's definitely been leveling up. I think he's
Yeah.
been definitely taking more time putting the shows together.
Yeah.
What you think, Turnbuckle?
Yeah, considering like the players that they had available to them tonight, considering tomorrow's Revolution, I think it was a pretty good show.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially how they filled in. I think, like you said, they really minimized on the wrestlers they use, but they threw in a ton of video packages to promote tomorrow. So I think they definitely did a good job on that end as well.
Yeah,
They did. They threw on some good music in there too.
it did.
Yeah,
For sure.
that was pretty cool to see. I think it was the Hangman and MJF one. They had some good song in there. So
Yeah.
That was a dope video package.
yeah.
It was very fitting for them because of that MJF promo on Wednesday.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah, they
Yeah.
started out the video package with that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
So,
I liked it.
yeah. So they started out tonight with a trios match, the Ops versus some jobbers. You guys got any opinions on what took place, or was it kind of just one of those matches? Yeah.
I mean, you want to go first, Turnbuckle, or how you want to go?
I'm not throwing any shade or nothing, so don't take it like that. But I
No,
don't even know
man,
who
give me
those dudes
an
were.
honest
You know what I
opinion,
mean?
bro.
Right.
Honest
No,
Were
opinion.
were they just like local dudes? I'd never seen them before.
probably so. They're probably just local talent. I hadn't seen them on ROH either, so
Yeah.
Shall we say? I mean, I don't know if the words a little too harsh. Job is. Yeah, I had no idea who they was. I won't lie to you. So being
Yeah,
honest,
it wasn't bad though, I guess. I mean, it served a purpose of making them look good for sure.
yeah, I mean, got the job done. Kind of seen it coming. Squash match, got to happen
yeah.
once in a while. I don't have a problem with
Nah. But
Oh, did Hook get a haircut?
it.
it looked like he kind of did. Yeah.
Yeah, because something was different. I was like, wait a minute, did he have a beard before? I had to go back and look at old pictures. Like, no, I think he just got a haircut.
I do like the group though. I do like the group as long as they
Yeah.
do something with it.
The Ops is a clever name too, man. I
Yeah.
kind of like the name. So, all right,
But,
and then you had anything to say about that mob?
not much. I would just say, typical squash match.
Yeah.
No problems with it. I like what the ops are doing. I think we'll probably see a bunch of squash matches before they get. I mean, hopefully a big angle. Definitely not coming before Revolution. So
Yeah,
I
I'd like to
mean,
see them go for a trios soon.
yeah, I would love to see it
That'd
too.
be cool.
It's good to see them all on TV, and it's great to see Samoa Joe back. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Awesome.
complain.
All right.
That's
No, not
that's
at all.
all I say about that.
All right. And then after that, I believe was the Cope promo, and he said this might be the last time I ever compete for a world championship title. Yeah. So, and I'm thinking maybe Cope wins tomorrow now. So, I mean, my prediction has changed like 3 times this week already,
It's
but
unpredictable.
it
I
is.
don't blame you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm so torn on it. Like, I can see where they would go with it with Christian and everything, but yeah, yeah, it's flip a coin for me. I don't know who's gonna win that one.
hey, it
That's
makes it interesting though. Hey,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll
definitely
get my
one of
money's worth out of that pay per view. Yeah,
for sure, right?
yeah,
That's all you could ask for. Um, I would just say I have no idea who's gonna win. Like I wanna like you heard my opinion last time. I kind of think that if Mox drops the belt right now, it's kind of in a way maybe admitting defeat in the storyline where a lot of people didn't like it.
right.
I'm
That might
hoping
happen.
he pulls some ace out his whole out, and changes the storyline upside down.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm starting to lean towards Colt myself. I'm starting to
All right,
lean
all right.
towards
Yeah.
yeah.
After
Cause
that
where
promo,
I mean,
right?
I'm kind of
Yeah.
where's Christian? Like, where's he even been really?
I know he's just gonna pop out of nowhere because maybe they just did it on purpose so we'd kind of forget about it a little bit.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm starting to think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I've been thinking for pretty much past month that this was gonna be Cope winning and then Christian cashing in like right after. So
It makes sense.
yeah, and then
absolutely.
they could have the rematch at All In. So for the main event, that would be a pretty big main event for that pay-per-view too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
How long is Cope's contract with AEW? How much longer does he got there?
I think he
That's a
signed a
good question.
uh,
Oh, really?
3-year deal. So he's been here for like a year now, but it's still got a year and a half maybe.
I
Yeah, I
say
could see him doing something big at All In.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I think he'll probably resign if he's still got it in him, which I think he still does.
I-
So
do you feel that
Men,
his
yeah.
go ahead? No, go ahead,
I
boss.
was just saying mentally, yeah, he looks like he's there and he's ready for the long haul every day. But it's like over a career of injuries, like he's had, like how long?
been pretty
And not
rough.
to say that he can't, you know what I mean? Because he
Right.
definitely can, clearly, because we've seen what he does. But like, how long does he want to put himself through that before he's finally like, I've had
Right.
enough?
Hopefully
Agreed.
him and Christian will tag team again though in the
That
future.
would be awesome to see.
That
That
kind
would
of
be
got to
cool.
end like that, right? Unless it
Yeah.
ended with a feud, it could also end like that. But I think the tag team probably makes more sense.
I mean, in real life, they're like brothers, man. They're like best friends. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
real
both of
life
them would like to end their career like that, like with
before the
tag team.
wrestling and everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
One thing I want to ask y'all: do you feel like? Because personally, I feel like Cope's promos have got more passionate lately. Have you? Is it or
For
is it
sure.
just me? Like I feel like
They flow a little bit better. I
it's
think.
kind of
I think you're
it's
right.
kind of feel his kind of coming to his own in AEW a little bit more. Feel
Yeah.
like he was a little bit shaky in the beginning, right? With his
He
promos.
he was, but he's getting it together pretty well. His past couple promos have been pretty good.
Yeah, no,
Kind of
that's
remind
Yeah.
me of his
yeah,
younger Edge days.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It reminds me of the Cena and Edge run that they had a while back. And
Yeah.
maybe it just took him a while to find his groove here and find that,
yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
know, this
Probably
new
so.
way of doing things here. I don't know.
yeah. Also, probably doing it more on his own versus maybe even having a lot of people helping put input on what you're doing. Think
Yeah.
he might really be coming into his own right now, and
Yeah.
it's probably really him now. So it's
Yeah.
looking good.
And maybe he's got. I hear they got more freedom control over there. Is what
That's
they
what I'm
say.
thinking.
That's what you said. Yeah.
Probably why it took him a little bit longer to actually get his groove versus a few
Reading
people
off a
help.
script and
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right. So then we had Momo versus Serena Deeb. I thought that was a really good match actually. That was pretty
It's-
cool.
it was one of the matches that I was telling you about. I might have
Oh,
to
really?
coin flip on.
Oh,
Amazing
okay.
match.
Heck yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah. Then of course Momo gets the win and Mercedes jumps in the ring afterwards, shoves Momo in the face, and then Mercedes gets kicked. And
Yeah,
then Momo hits her top turnbuckle finisher on her.
yeah.
That was
Momo got
that
the
was
best of her.
sick too. I like
That
that
was good.
finisher. Yeah,
Yeah, I like Momo a lot.
yeah.
That match a little predictable. I mean,
Right, you knew she was gonna win.
I just one thing I would say is like, I get it why they wanted to give it like a little bit more of like a worthy opponent, but I
Yeah,
mean, maybe you could have fed it somebody else. Like Deebs kind of keeps getting stuck on,
yeah. The same.
kind of keeps getting stuck in no man's land for some
Right.
reason.
We're talking. Oh, just kind of like Lance Archer was when we were talking
Yeah, like
last time.
Archer was there for a while too. It's like she keeps coming back and then ends up in the same place, and then she'll leave and then she'll come back. And then I know that it looks like maybe they're trying to put maybe her and Queen Aminata possibly together or a feud,
Oh,
or there's
yeah,
something going on there, right?
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
pointing
I
towards
mean,
something.
I don't know if right now she could just afford taking losses, but it was a hell of a match. I got
Yeah, it
no
was.
complaints about the match.
One of the best of the night for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Turnbuckle, you got any opinions on the match or anything?
I wish Serena was, or Yeah, I wish she was more of a mainstay on Collision. Like he said, she'll be there for a little while and then she'll disappear for a little while and then she'll come back. I wish she was more like, more consistent with her booking, and it's not, it's probably nothing to do with her, but
Right.
you show her on Collision three, at least 3 shows a month. You know what I mean? If
Sure.
I get the time off aspect, and you need to heal and stuff too. So, like, don't get me wrong, but at the same time,
We need
Collision
more of
has
her.
thrown, yeah, Collision has thrown out some real serious bangers, and um, right now it's just, I just would like to see her on there more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
have liked to see her win a few matches before she had to take that loss personally. But I do get it. I do get it at the
I'll be
same
right
time.
back.
Yeah,
Okay.
take your time,
Uh,
bro. Somebody gotta take the loss, right?
yeah. Collision has definitely been putting on bangers though, like he said. Like
Yeah.
they're just as good as Dynamite, I think. The past three at least,
I
have been
I
really good.
do it like you said last time too. I do think they're kind of sneakily building a collision roster, maybe
Yeah,
without telling you that they're building a
because you're
collision
seeing
roster.
some of the same people on there. Yeah, you're right.
And I think if they focus on that more, I think it could get. I mean, continue booking how he's been
Yeah,
booking. Collision's been great, at
yeah, it
least for the
has.
past at least for the
Like,
past month for sure.
I like how Tony's been booking the luchadors too, man. Like Hologram, all Beast Mortos, and all
Yeah,
of them.
he
Yeah,
been
like
killing it with them even on Ring of Honor too. Same thing.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Ring of Honor's been
I love
packed. Yeah,
yeah, I love the luchadors. So I mean,
yeah,
put them on whatever you like. I like it.
yeah, yeah.
Check
Hologram's
it back,
growing on
bro.
me for sure.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah. 17-0 now. So
For real, right?
yeah.
Damn, he getting
The,
them Osprey numbers now.
Now he's getting that
the
Goldberg streak.
only yeah, for real, right?
Yeah.
He's chasing Jade right now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
But
for sure.
but one thing I would say, the only time he's ever been pinned, right, was in that 2 out of 3 falls with
You're right.
Morto. So he's
Yeah.
technically been pinned once, but 17-0, he's
Still
killing it.
Yeah,
winning. Yeah,
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 definitely in singles competition, he's awesome.
yeah,
yeah, he for sure.
true. All right, and how sick was that Will Ospreay promo though?
Man,
He's
Man,
fired up.
he's a good promo too, man. Like he really knows what to do.
yo, for all the people that said that he couldn't cut a promo
Yeah, he can cut
before,
a
because
promo.
I know you guys remember when everybody would say he can't cut promos, right?
Yeah,
I don't know if there's
I
many
never saw that. Yeah,
before
yeah,
when he was it was around the time when he had the option to basically probably pick and choose. I don't know his exact things, but he could have probably went to either one when he was leaving NJPW, right?
hmm
But I seen tons of people saying, he's a great wrestler but can't cut a promo. Listen, he's one of, if not, I mean, I'm not even gonna put a number on it, but he definitely makes you believe everything he
right.
says when he picks up the microphone. It's like Hangman, right? When they start talking, you believe them. Like
Yeah,
not everybody can make you do that when they have the microphone. And I mean, he's been absolutely killing
right.
it.
I like what he said too. It's like you're going into a steel cage with a wounded animal and a backed up wounded animal in a corner of a cage. So
Yeah,
I liked what he said there. That's probably the best part of the promo for me. That was my favorite part. I mean, but yeah,
Yeah, the promo was good. I think he's another one that it just took a little bit of time for him to find his lane with cutting promos there in AEW.
right.
Because when he first came in, he was throwing out terms that like not everyone here in the US
yeah,
would understand. Like I
agree.
had to go and Google what the hell he was talking about a bell end. I was like, what in the hell is this? But then
Yeah,
after that, I
for
laughed like
sure.
hell for like 15 minutes. So I think it just took a little bit of time for people to get used to it. But now that people are, I think people really understand that like the emotion that he puts into it, and you can see it. I mean, it's
He
obvious,
loves the
but it.
business. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
For sure, for sure.
yeah. Um,
What about
anything
you?
else to add to that?
I have one thing to add, but what says you? Anything else you guys want to add to it?
I know what I said earlier about his little quote that I did. That was basically
Well,
it. He's
the
a great
only
promo.
the only one thing that I want to make sure I address in this, right?
Yeah,
Is I know he brought up the whole United Empire, but
Oh
It's
yeah, that's right.
it's
He
fitting.
did.
It's fitting that he would, bring up the empire and name off a bunch of people and,
Jeff
bring up
Cobb and
there you
all
go.
them. Yeah.
That's what we're getting at. Mr. Jeff Cobb, isn't he a free agent?
Whew.
Isn't there a rumor that
He's about to be, I think.
yeah, but there's
Pretty soon.
remember there was a rumor that he could
Yeah,
potentially be on his way to another company, right? I
right.
think it was
But
just
then
go
he
ahead.
joined that tournament. He joined the tournament like right after that had leaked out. So I don't know if he's waiting until after that tournament ends or maybe signed up a couple more months. I'm not too sure. I haven't heard anything since then. So
I would just say that with Osprey bringing him up in that promo, I'd expect to probably see him soon
yeah, I
in
I would
over in
love to see
AEW.
Jeff Cobb in AEW.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
some potential for some really good matches there with
Yeah,
multiple different people. So
for sure. I hated when they brought him in the first time because how they just like I'm not against people going with Jericho, I'm not one of those guys, but
oh yeah,
it
he
just
was like
didn't
the
make no sense when
henchman. Yeah,
when they sent him in for that like match or two and then he lost I think he lost both of the matches too, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken. Or he might have beat a jobber and then lost the main match. It was like a short
yeah.
I just wasn't a fan of it. I just put it
Right.
like that.
And
I like to see
if you're not
yeah,
a Cobb fan, like you don't really keep up with them, you're gonna
yeah,
forget all about what happened 4 years ago. But
yeah.
maybe that was his shoe in to come over to AEW though. So
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully he does.
you gotta be willing to do business, right?
That's
So
right. Yeah,
it is what it is.
for sure.
What do you think about Jeff Cobb, Buckle? I don't know if you heard when we was talking about him. I know you stepped away for a second.
Yeah, yeah, I like him. He's all right. I don't know. I just I probably need to watch some more of his material and get a better opinion about him. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. I know he's not been really a mainstay on a lot of mainstream things. Popped up on AEW briefly, New Japan, and then most of his work in Lucha Underground. A lot of people don't even realize that was him. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't, I get it, but I'm hopefully you get to see him soon and see what he could do. But
I know. I hope he
yeah,
does sign that contract. That'd be
for
dope.
sure.
But
I
yeah,
mean, we'll need some help right now. So
yeah, he does.
I
TJ,
mean,
I wouldn't mind seeing TJ Perkins around either.
yeah, I
That'd
like
be
him too.
dope.
I like that alter gimmick he has too.
Yeah,
Like,
alternate. Yeah,
yeah. So I like him. I'm a fan of him too. WWE, or not, it's an AEW thing, but
yeah,
I know he had that short little brief run over there. Eh, I mean, ever since that, he's been killing it.
yeah.
Like everywhere.
Um,
He's been
yeah,
killing
for
it
sure.
everywhere.
Yeah, I think he was wrestling. It was about the same time I kind of lost interest in watching WWE, but I think it's when they had that 205
Yeah,
live
he
stuff.
was
Or
like the cruiserweight champion, I think, for
yeah,
maybe 205 Live or something like that.
but he was good in the ring. Like I
Yeah,
enjoyed him.
I
And
mean,
then I've seen some of his New Japan stuff, and it's pretty cool. So
they need to get that Bullet Club angle going and just pile
yeah,
them all in. That's what they need to do.
do some like Bullet Club versus United Empire, and that'd be dope.
Listen, man,
Oh
they
yeah,
got
that'd be good.
Uh,
yeah, I feel like AEW and New Japan, I don't know if it's like a thing like they're waiting on certain angles or they just don't want to like, you know, do like certain angles or they're avoiding them. But I feel like there's so many big angles right there they're avoiding.
Oh,
Like
for
even like
sure.
not to detour, but just say like Jay White and Finley,
Oh
right?
yeah, man, that'd be a
I
good
mean,
match
we
to
don't
have in
win.
AEW.
Yeah, we don't win a couple Forbidden Doors and we ain't even get a Bullet Club versus Bullet Club yet.
Yeah. Well, maybe
Mhm.
somebody will listen and have that on or try to. It's probably a
Hopefully.
lot harder than what we think to
Oh,
get
I
that
know.
to
It's
happen.
probably about figuring out who's gonna lose.
Yeah.
That's probably
Yeah.
that's probably the problem.
Right. All right. So let's talk some Harley Cameron and her little squash match. Man, so what is that? Her third or fourth win in a row? So, something like that.
Um,
Building up a little streak.
yeah,
Not in a row, but
outside of
yeah,
the
outside of the championship
yeah,
match. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been winning a lot more recently.
Yeah.
she beat Diana clean, right?
Yeah. Yeah. She did.
So
She's growing
Sometimes you
on me
gotta,
too. She's
sometimes you
hilarious.
just sometimes you just gotta, if you have something, run with it. You know,
That's right.
she's special. She's a talent.
Yeah.
I
She's
mean,
got
Did
that spark.
anybody did anybody catch the ring announcer announcing her opponent? She said her first name was like Vic or something like that, and then the last name she didn't even try. She was just like, "All right, I'm done," and she went and found a seat
yeah,
somewhere.
No,
yeah. I
She's
seen
like, "I'm not
I
even gonna
didn't.
butcher this. I'm done."
I seen all types of crazy things going on,
Oh,
but like behind the wrestling, like that was going on. Did you see how Aubrey Edwards like went full fluid Spanish in the lucha match? She
Yeah,
was
I
talking
saw
in
that part.
Spanish. She was talking some in Spanish. Yo, I don't
Like,
know. Yo,
what?
that
God.
it caught me off guard completely.
I didn't know she could speak Spanish.
Yeah, so I had no idea. She was
Yeah,
yelling at them in Spanish. It was actually pretty hilarious.
that is. Yeah, that's cool too. Yeah.
Whoa.
So not much on the Harley Cameron squash match. It kind of went by kind of quick,
Nah.
and another
Just
win
feel
for
the
her.
wrath. That's it.
Yeah,
Feel the
feel
wrath.
the wrath. That's right. Oh yeah. Um, then we had like a infantry versus the Undisputed Kingdom match. Uh, really liked the even balance between Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Their tag team in and out, and then both their move sets are different but similar, but they're really good. It was a really good tag match. I enjoyed watching that one. So, yeah. What about y'all?
What about you, Turnbuckle? Let you go first. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
it was a good match. I I enjoy watching the infantry as well. I like Roderick Strong. I like Kyle O'Reilly, but I like Kyle better when he was with the conglomeration. He was just, I don't know,
Yeah,
more fun to me. You know what I
funnier.
mean? Not he's fun with Undisputed Kingdom, but there was just something about like him and Briscoe working together that was just it was over the top for me every time. But yeah, they're doing some good work over there in Undisputed Kingdom, and that's awesome. Um, was it last week or the week before when they were jumping out of the ring, hugging with Orange Cassidy and all that stuff, and
Yeah,
like
that part was funny.
yeah, they have some great in-ring antics that they do from time to time that kind of
Yeah,
keep you interested and laughing about it a little bit. But
right.
I think they're doing great work.
It's good to see more of them for sure.
Yeah,
Because they kind of went kind of cold there for a little bit, and then we're
I
finally
did.
seeing them again. And speaking of Undisputed Kingdom, Wardlow's still injured, so I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but
no, I was wondering where he was.
yeah, he's still dealing with his knee, so
I
Mm.
seen
it's a rough injury apparently. So
pretty
yeah,
sure he injured it on that match where he didn't think he injured it, where everybody thought he injured it, and like
I
that
think it was
powerbomb spot with maybe Commander, something.
Commander. Yeah, it was Commander. Yeah,
But I seen Matt Taven, shout out to Matt Taven. I seen him post something like a few times when people was
oh
asking where Wardlow's at. Like he goes out his way to tell you like the guy's hurt. I mean,
yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah,
I mean, at the same time though, it doesn't mean that he ain't frustrated. I don't know what's going on with that because
yeah.
it
Who knows?
has been a long time, and it
Right.
wouldn't be the first time that he's been frustrated. So hopefully we see him back soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
I-
cool to see him back soon. He's the
Man,
one that
listen,
I've always really liked watching. So
special talent. He's a special
yes,
talent.
yes, he is.
And like I think he
AEW needs to
probably
keep
was
him
so
too.
special that they didn't know what to do with him in the beginning because he just started running up the card and they wasn't prepared for it.
Right.
So I mean, hopefully he
Yeah,
gets his legs under him and they figure out
because he
what to
beat
do with him.
MJF, and then I mean that should have.
They squashed him.
Then he won the team.
Squashed him.
Yeah, yeah. And his run with the
Yeah.
title. I mean,
I
he had a
mean,
couple good matches, but it wasn't really memorable, unfortunately. So, but
it's,
I would really like to see a
I mean,
good
hopefully,
Wardlow run.
honestly, I don't want to see Wardlow back with them personally, like at
Just a
all. I
singles
kind
by
of
himself.
just don't even. I don't even think like I know dropping storylines is kind of just terrible sometimes, but I
Sure.
don't even care to see him come back and argue with them to get out of the group. Like I'd rather
Yeah.
just see Wardlow come back by himself.
Let
I
him be
mean,
his
like
lone wolf.
send it back by himself.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I'd be perfectly. That's the one time I'd be perfectly fine with it. Like, look, if they bump into each other later down the road, fine. But I'd rather just have Wardlow back by himself. As for
Me
the
too.
match, I don't really have much to say about the match. Undisputed, I think, kind of know what they bring to the table.
I think, yeah,
As the infantry though, keep them on TV more. I like the fact that they get more TV time. That'd probably be my biggest takeaway from that match.
yeah. I'm
Honestly,
starting to like the STP Hill group.
I like it. I like it.
Starting to grow on me a little bit.
I
So
I also agree with Bucko with I think O'Reilly and like don't get me wrong, those are his best friends. So I'm not saying he don't have chemistry with them. He obviously does.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But I think the dynamic of him, Orange Cassidy, and Briscoe, I probably did enjoy it a little bit more. A part of me did want to see Undisputed back together, but I probably did enjoy Kyle O'Reilly a little bit more with the conglomeration.
I just felt like they were talked about online a lot when they were doing their thing, and
Word
I
of the
felt like
day.
they had something going there, you know. And
word
then
of
all
the
of a
day
sudden, it
is
just kind of fizzled out a little bit.
Yeah. I do like that that he didn't leave them still being together out the question.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
do like that.
like
Which
they
is
still
also a kind
they
of
still
different
mess with each
dynamic.
other and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, hopefully we get those good moments back together because I need more words of the day. And
Yeah.
when Briscoe had the microphone,
Oh
O'Reilly
my
was like the
god.
Robin. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
without
the
him
facial
next to
expressions
him,
in the back.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Without him next to him, it's like you might get one of these.
Some eyebrow works
You
too,
just
man.
straight
The eyebrow work was killer.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, but it totally makes sense that Kyle O'Reilly joined Undisputed Kingdom, kind of
Oh,
because they used
I
to be a
mean,
group anyway. So
look,
it
Oh
made
yeah.
total sense. So
a blind man seen that coming,
yeah,
but
oh for sure.
it was tough to see him leave the conglomeration as at the same time.
Right. I think the
Yeah.
last word of the day was boom, unfortunately. But
Big boom.
yeah. Boom.
Maybe we'll get another one someday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real, right? Hopefully.
So that Don Callis promo was freaking heavy, man. You hear what he said? That,
Lead it off, man.
sitting, Kenny Omega sitting in the hospital bed with tubes hanging out his guts.
Yep.
And he's like, "How long until your guts explode?" I'm like, "Gosh,
Yo,
dang, man,
yo, listen,
ruthless."
Don Callis is savage, man.
Yeah,
This new Don Callis family is like wasn't really never into the Don Callis families. This one right here,
this is a
they
good.
got something. But here's one thing. They need to bring back that table setting. Like you remember how they did it like
Oh,
one time where they had them
yeah,
all at the table. He's like talking.
Yeah,
That should be like
that's like
monthly,
Italiano
or I get
that
it
was a good
gangster
promo.
every show, but like once a month, there should be like a Don Callis family meeting at whatever that sitting was, right?
Yeah, that's
Because
a good
this
idea.
family works, and
Yeah, it does.
and look, that's the villain that they need. Like
Yep.
he kind of, I feel like Don Callis was losing his groove for a little bit, and it was just like when you seen him on TV, like just get him off.
Yeah.
We don't need him right now,
I
right?
agree with you. I'm
He's stepping it back up.
personally, I'm a little bit more into the Don Callis family than I would say I am the Death Riders right now.
I was about to say the same thing.
Oh, 100%,
Yeah,
100%,
Like,
100%.
like I like the Death Riders, but you know, Don Callis just seems more imposing on TV.
Yeah,
a little
like
bit more savage. It seems like he's
yeah,
just good
and
with his words, you know.
he's also you also know that that's the Don Callis family, and he's Don Callis. Like
Yeah,
John Moxley, the problem that I have with the story ending right now, right, with him losing the belt, is
Mm.
the subliminals and the like seeming like you're talking like a higher power, but then straying away from it and
Yeah.
holding the belt and saying it's bigger than this, and then it's just not bigger than this, and there's
Right.
nothing else.
They
It's
got to
like
do something. You're
yeah,
right.
like you
man.
so certain levels of that story, you would assume there's an ending, but if there's not and it just dies abruptly, right? It's probably for sure at least a failed storyline, right?
You know, maybe if Mox loses, that's when they introduce the guy or people behind the scenes that come in and say, "Hey, you messed up, Moxley. You need
It's
to go get your title back."
it
Maybe
crossed
they do something like
it
that.
crossed my
Possible.
mind.
Yeah.
I would say that's a possibility. What says you, Turn?
Who jog my memory? Who's in charge of this Death Rider storyline? Is that RJ City?
See, that's
Ooh.
the thing. So there was rumors that Moxley had creative control, which I never believed that to be fully true, right? But then they said when it was doing like for like a couple of weeks, remember it was doing good, and then
Yeah.
everybody was saying that RJ City wrote it, and they was kind of praising them. But then since it fell off, I haven't really heard anything. So I don't. I'm gonna assume that it's probably a conglomeration. Use that word again between Moxley, RJ City, and probably Tony, but they just doesn't seem like they found the ending or they haven't got there yet.
Yeah, I well see my thought process behind that is if you look at the Tony and Mariah May story, like that's gone on for well over a year.
And it's
We'll
still
have and it's still going. And we'll
Yeah,
have high points at times and then we'll have some low points and then it'll pick back up again and then it'll fade back off. And I wonder if this is one of those things to where RJ City's genius comes into play where this might be one of those low points right now. And then like Took said, hey Mox, you bought the farmhouse. We need to get this corrected and get it back on course for what we were looking for. So I maybe that's brought in later at a later point, which will bring it elevate the story back up. I don't
yeah.
know.
no,
And
no, don't get me wrong.
connect the
I
dots.
could definitely see it happening because there's there's a story to be told if just say figuratively speaking, someone gave Moxley a mission, right? And he eventually drops the belt. So now it's a failed mission, right? There's still a story to be told for someone to step in, either, putting them in an angle with Moxley, right?
Hmm.
Or, going back in that direction to finish the story. But it just, one way or another, they it can't just end like this.
All
And
right.
say he loses the belt, and now we have, um, you know, it's what, four of them, right? So we just
Yeah.
got a four-person group that's gonna continue fighting on. Where like they're just the Death Riders. There's no big aura behind it no more. It's so
Yeah.
that would be kind of disappointing,
It would be. Yeah.
just in my opinion.
Yeah. I think so too. Like obviously they built it up for there to something be even bigger, and I mean, as a fan, you want to see that be paid off.
Yeah,
So
Oh
yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
I mean, the fan of me wants to, cause don't get me wrong, I gave this story. I mean, I would say I gave it a lot of time to try to figure it out, but I'm still a little confused. Not gonna say
Yeah.
I'm against the story or I'm cheering it. I'm kind of like in the middle, right? But I would love to see them smack it out the park at the end of it, where it's like I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm hoping for. Like versus like it was all right. Like I want to see them do something where nobody's seen that coming. And I'm hoping they do, and I'm hoping that's their plans.
Cool, cool. I was just wanting to mention we do have a couple chats already. From Zen. So you're doing collision reviews as well, and yes, we'll do weekly collision shows. Hopefully have a third guest on as well. Every time, so something to look forward to. And then by Visual Lee, he said this man Mob Miz got a whole setup in the back going on.
Oh yeah, I'm honestly adjusting that too. I'm taking all that down, putting a new one.
You
Yeah,
got an arcade system back there? Arcade game?
So I
yeah.
got a bunch of them. That's Legends Ultimate. That got every
Every game
arcade
on it.
ever
So,
created in it.
yeah,
Like if
yeah.
it don't
Nice.
have it, I just download it into it. Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are cool. One of
Yeah.
my friends
I
has one
shut
of
I
those in
shut
his
down one of
garage.
my studios and I didn't feel like paying for storage, so I just threw it all in the crib and was like, you know what?
Yeah,
Let me just figure something out with this. Right. But now I'm about to move it out. I'm honestly gonna get a full wrestling backdrop outside of the arcade and a few other things and just get it out of here. It's a clutter at this point.
I got you.
But yeah,
Uh,
y'all ever in Massachusetts and you need a place of video games? There's two more arcades in my house, let alone
for
with
real.
that one.
That's awesome. Shoot, heck yeah. So hologram versus Dralistico. What a match! That was a banger of a match too. And flying everywhere.
It was one of those potentially of the night matches. Who wants to
Yeah,
lead it off?
yeah. Um,
Shoot
man, the
from there.
outside dive from hologram to Drilistico. It almost looked like Hologram's head kind of bent forward a little bit. So
Yeah.
I thought
Mm.
that was going to be something bad, but thank God it wasn't. But that match was awesome though. I think it's right up there. It's one of the best matches of the night as well.
Top three,
It's
top three for sure.
top three. Yeah.
For sure. I think there's one
What
more
about
match
y'all?
that we got to
Uh,
send it your way. What you think, bro?
Hologram just always puts on a great show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't think of a bad thing to say about Hologram.
I
Or
mean,
the entire match was awesome. So yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a bad thing to say about it.
then I'll be honest with you. Holograms, like he's one of those dudes where he's like, you just expect what you expect from him. You just know
Yeah,
it. You know what he's gonna do.
it's
You
like
know,
it's just like Commander. You know he's gonna go out and put on
some
a
moves.
massive show for him. Yeah,
yeah, Commander. And the crazy thing is, I'm not gonna throw shade at nobody, but I know there was a lot of people when Tony first brought in Commander
We're throwing
on
shade.
podcast saying he's
hmm
green, signed too early, shouldn't have gave him the money, etc.
Okay.
worth every penny. That
That
dude is
worth
amazing.
every penny. I, changed the kid's life. Shout out to Commander, right?
I love how he'll jump off, like springboard off the top rope and do a
Yeah.
salute or something random. He'll just throw it in there to keep it interesting.
Yeah, for real. Like I mean, I would say, um, my favorite spot in that match that I throw in is when they was on the apron
Mm,
and he caught Drillisco caught Hologram with the Hurricane Rana out of nowhere when he was kind
yeah.
of like a little
Yeah.
dizzy, and they just no hands jumped up, caught him with that. That was a
Onto the
pretty crazy
floor.
spot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty
that
good.
was a crazy spot. Um, the only negative thing I'd say about the match, and it's not even about the match. I just want like we gotta get LFI together and like keep them together. Like
Right. Where
I
was Roosh? Yeah.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
I do like how they kind of not that had me a little confused too because there was stories going around that Roosh was really getting in trouble for beating up people and things like that, like or taking liberties in matches. And
Hmm.
now it sounds like they're playing it on the storyline. Like you hear him, like he
Yeah.
beat up the ref last week, and now they're saying that he's known for he got suspended again for beating up the referee.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm starting to think that maybe those stories weren't true. It could have been
Mm,
other reasons why he maybe wasn't getting out here, but it
right.
just doesn't seem like they can get them three guys together consistently.
Right.
It's like Dralistico's there or Roosh is there or
Right. Or
Mortos is
Beast
there.
or Beast Martos. Yeah.
And what
Just by
happened with
himself. Yeah.
also what happened with Jake Roberts? I didn't forget about
Yeah.
that.
Where'd he go?
That's so
Yeah.
He like disappeared.
so but the match amazing. One of
Yeah.
the top three matches of the night. Nothing bad to say there. Both of them are amazing. Two of the best luchadors in the world. I mean, that's what you get when you put them in the ring.
hmm
Yeah. But they're really fun to watch. I really like what Tony's been doing with the Luchadors on Collision, featuring them more, and
Yeah,
ROH too. But
he's
Collision, I like seeing some of this, the same wrestlers. They've got that kind of roster going, like a slow roster build going on right now,
yeah,
and you can always expect like Hologram or Beast Mortos, and it's just
yeah,
fun watching those guys in the ring too.
yeah.
So you
You
always getting
know,
a good match. So
yeah. And
Oh
I
yeah.
and I like that he's finally building like he's intertwining little stories with them. But you can see he's just finding his flavor with what he's doing with them, right? Like it was a little bit before a lot more random matches. Now you see they kind of got like the commander, more hologram, Mortos thing going on. The LFI's kind of feuding with them a little bit, so there's little stories being built, and those are the parts that's gonna make these matches a lot better
correct. Yeah.
because you know they're gonna kill it in the ring, easy.
So Hologram now has a Goldberg record of 17-0. So
It's getting up there.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is. I kind of like that streak,
yeah.
and it just have no idea where it's going, but it's going to go somewhere. So
Any predictions? Who ends it? Or you just gonna
uh,
stay on the high horse?
maybe Roosh. I don't know.
I think he's probably the guy. That's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
too.
Dang.
Mm.
It might not
if
be
he
much
can stop
longer,
getting suspended for fake
right?
or for real, I don't even know what's going on at this point.
And maybe he's getting real backstage fights or something. Who knows? I ain't
That's-
saying nothing, but
yeah, I don't know.
who
The
knows?
fact that they brought it up on commentary, and last
Yeah.
week it was the referee he hit, and that's clearly a work, right? I'm just gonna assume that maybe they're playing off of BS that people are spreading online. I think a lot of the time people run, especially when it comes to AEW. I mean, even with other companies, like I don't know how much is really going on with stories when they're running around saying all this backstage drama because
Yeah.
you gotta look. You could be getting fed bullshit stories that they
Correct.
know they're gonna play off of what you're spreading on TV to make it bigger because
Yeah.
you're spreading false information,
All
or you
publicity
the
is
wrong
good
information.
publicity.
Yeah, so I really don't buy too much into that.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless there's
as go ahead.
I said I was just gonna add, unless there's video evidence of it, like that one.
Exactly.
But
But even that I might have thought wasn't real unless like I knew someone got fired for this. Like nothing
yeah,
really happened. I mean,
yeah, not a whole lot.
not a
Just
lot.
an assault. That's all.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding.
not enough for anyone to act like they beat anybody up though. You know
No,
what I'm saying? It's
it
like,
was the headlock. Oh well.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just choked him a little, right? He wasn't super
yeah,
unprofessional
like
and
I
punched
do
him or
that to my
nothing.
nephews all the time. You know, so
Yeah.
send them about their business. It's not
That's
a
play
big deal.
fighting with me, bro.
Facts.
All right. So the Outrunners versus Premier Athletes.
Mhm.
Um, you know what cracks me up every time is when the Premier Athletes get in their little huddle and they want the crowd to say "Athletes rule," and
Yeah.
Hmm.
the crowd ends up saying "sucks" every time.
Yes.
It's me.
Yeah, I feel bad for those guys, man. Man, I don't know. You could start it off though, bro.
Yeah.
I
What you
mean, yeah, I feel bad for him, but at the same time, like it kind of works for them in a weird way. You know what I mean? It gets
Yeah,
the crowd engaged.
sure does.
But then the outrunners follow you out to the ring, and it's like, all right, man, it's hard to compete with that pop. You know what I mean? So, and the outrunners, they just make us all feel like kids at heart watching them come out every night. So, um, yeah, as you can tell, I'm a massive fan of the outrunners,
for sure.
big time
Show
fan.
that hat, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
There you
Runner
go.
Nation.
Hell yeah.
Big time fan. So I love that they won. I love the fact that the Hurt Syndicate came out there, and
Kind of
most times
good.
when somebody comes out, they try to distract them. There's some bullshit roll up pin, and the match is over. And then your guy, he loses. But tonight there was no, that distraction didn't come into play. You know what I mean? And they still got the win. So
Yeah.
that's awesome seeing rolling into Revolution. But at the same time, I want to say that they're going to win, that they should win because of how hot they are and their
Yeah.
merchandise,
They're,
their top
the
merchandise
Iron is
sellers and all that
definitely hot.
stuff.
Correct.
So, I mean, business wise, that's what I would do. I would switch the titles, but Tony does his own thing back there, so who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. Some like I had posted my predictions on X and I had the Outrunners winning and I had a bunch of comments saying, "You really think they're gonna win?" and like
And I
being like
want
kind
them
of
to.
negative about it. I was like, I mean, they kind of need to.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for business.
Yeah.
they've
That's true.
honestly probably could have had. Like I read something a while back that said the Young Bucks were going to drop the titles to them in like a squash match almost. Now I don't know how true that was, but um, they probably could have ran with those titles ever since then and had a pretty decent run with them because they've been hot since then.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
They've
So
been pretty
hopefully,
much hot since they got on TV.
yeah, and they're
Yeah.
consistently gonna be like that. I mean, the crowd loves them. Everybody loves them. They're freaking hilarious.
Oh
Very
yeah.
very nostalgic for a lot of us too, especially ones who might have watched 80s and 90s. So
Exactly.
yeah,
I don't see no reason why you don't put the belts on them. Like
Exactly.
should.
the only thing that I could look at and say, all right, we don't want them to beat Lashley clean and Shelton clean, right? Like
Right.
I don't think that works. So the only thing I'd be trying to figure out is how you make them win without it being clean. Make it a blooper, an accident, a
Maybe like
roll up. I
a
mean,
roll up or something.
somebody,
Maybe.
but there's also other things you could do. Like, who have they pissed off that can interfere? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
just figure, because you got to look at it like this. The Outrunners, like you said, ultimate baby faces right now. They could have had the
Oh
belts
yeah.
for a long time and been selling even probably triple the merch, right? And went to ESPN with the titles and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah.
I would say you got to find a way to get the belt on them and just don't hurt Lashley in there. Not that it,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
would. I don't even think it could do anything to them. I mean,
Right. So I
but
think
it would.
maybe if they
It could
do win
make
the
the Outrunners and can't hurt the Hurt Syndicate.
correct,
That's
yeah,
that's
which
yeah.
would be like a roll up pin or something, you
It
know.
would have to be. And I think with
Yeah.
all the friends that the Outrunners have made over time with the FTR runners and with Bandito and everybody else, that
They've
if
got
the
backup.
Hurts, they've got backup. And maybe it's something as simple as Bandito shows up or his music hits or FTR's music hits or something to get their attention. And it is a simple roll up or something, you know what I mean? And maybe we see my dream match, the Outrunners at All In, you know what I mean,
Versus
defending
Hurt.
the titles. So
Oh, okay.
I
I
would
can see
rather see him win it All In, but that was a
that.
while back. But I've been a fan of him since I saw him on Rampage, and pour one out for Rampage. But I saw him on there, and I was like, "Oh man, these guys are awesome!" And I messaged,
Yeah.
I don't know if I tagged Truth or messaged Truth or whatever about it, and then, man, they're
They're
super
hyped.
responsive online, so
Yeah,
that's
they are.
awesome.
Absolutely. I think I've seen them probably share yeah, not just use. I've seen them share the most random, retweet the most
Oh yeah,
randomest account stuff. Like they're very, very active on X for sure.
that's something I love about AEW talent is how active they are to just random people
Hmm.
online and social media. And it's probably a lot to do with the lack of freedom that the other companies has with their social media stuff. But that's kind of one of the things that kind of drew me into AEW was how interactive they are with their fan base and just how good the matches are.
Yeah.
But
And it shows you how much they care
yeah,
actually about the fans. So
I
and that means
agree.
a
I
lot.
agree.
Yeah.
I think I want to say other companies it's probably who you are because if you notice there's some of them that are pretty active and then there's ones that it just doesn't seem like they just don't respond to anybody, you know.
right.
Right.
But there is a few of them that are active, for better or worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy some of the likes I be getting and by certain people. I'm just like, whoa,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
they know I exist.
Yeah, and I know, and I want to fanboy out about a lot of them, but at the same
Yeah,
time, I don't want to be like that. So, like,
can't
I
throw
don't
them all under the bus, you know.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't. I honestly, I mean, I get likes and things all the times. I don't even
Yeah,
really
talk
share them,
about it.
show them, nothing like that. I feel like to where I'm trying to go, those are small things. I'm trying to get to the point where we're calling them like, look, what's the numbers? I need you on the podcast for Thursday. Like,
Right,
so it's like I can't. I'm not. I can't fan out with you, and then, you know,
right.
at that point, it's like, my numbers probably gonna be triple. I need to get. I need to find them here. You know.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll just share my likes to the group message. That's all. Yeah, because I think making a post out of it's kind of
Yeah, yeah,
cringe.
that don't count. You can show the group chat.
Yeah,
That's a little different. I mean,
all right. But okay. So the main event, Daniel Garcia versus Tiger Style Lee Moriarty. Decent match. Before give my opinion, I kind of want to hear y'all's because y'all might not like my opinion of the match. It was kind
no,
of
go
it was just
go ahead.
kind of standstill for me. wasn't I wasn't drawn very much interest in it for some reason. Just yeah, it
I,
just kind of fell a little flat maybe. It picked up towards the end of the match though.
it did. There was
Yeah,
like there was like
towards
a
the end was
there
kind of
was
good.
like a few minutes in it where they was really going crazy, but I think there was a downslide in the match.
Yeah,
Um,
Hmm.
it probably I get it because the belt aspect of it, right? But probably maybe maybe probably shouldn't have been the main event. Maybe just because the
Yeah,
style of
maybe
match.
not.
Just because the style of match. It's more like, but you know, kind of know what it is. It's like
Mm,
certain spot. Those is like two pure wrestlers. So you
Yeah.
kind of, it's like a Zack Sabre, not saying on the level, you know, but it's because he's obviously one of the best technicians in the world. But it's kind of like some people just find that like not their thing. Like I remember think it was maybe Zack Sabre and Danielson, and I seen people saying it's the most boring match they've ever seen in their life. And I thought it was great. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of those spots, I also can get why it's like might not
kinda
necessarily be everybody's flavor. And I
right.
think
Exactly.
that's
That more
think
that
that's
technical style.
yeah, and I think them too, that's kind of what they do. And if Danny wrestles a technician, he leans into that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Versus if he wrestles someone else, and they both could do other things, but I think Moriarty is probably a little bit more one dimensional than Danny, if that makes sense. So Danny
correct.
just
Yeah,
leaned into what he would do, which
yeah,
makes it maybe a little bit less entertaining match. So
right.
I don't really disagree with what you're saying. I do think though, from a wrestling perspective, it was a pretty good match. I
Okay.
don't think it
Yeah.
should have been the main event though.
Nah, probably something else should have been, but uh, I mean, well, I like Daniel Garcia. I like Lee Moriarty. I
I'm
don't
big
know.
fan of both of them. Yeah.
Maybe I was just getting too tired at towards the end of the show or something. Maybe that kind of clouded my judgment a little bit. But
Think it's after high spots, the technical match doesn't usually hit the same.
right,
You know, kind of probably should have went like for example, if you put that before like say the Drilistico match and hologram,
yeah,
it may have worked because you're going from
slow to
that
fast
to a high spot. Like you don't want to go from a high spot to a
to
low
a low
spot because
spot.
yeah,
Right, and that's what they
I
kind of did tonight.
think that
So,
could have been the problem. But it
Yeah.
was a pretty good match.
but
Mo-
overall, show was fantastic. It
For
was.
sure.
Yeah.
I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10 for me. So
We gotta let Buckle throw his opinions on that match, and then I think there's a couple more questions in there
okay,
that Zen just doing. Go ahead,
Oh, I
bro.
was just I was just gonna piggyback off of what you said, that it might not have been my first choice, but the main event for the main event. But like I said earlier, um, it was a decent show for the players they had available to them tonight, considering the events that are going to be going on tomorrow. When it comes to what the main event should have been, like, yeah, I get it, it's a title match, but at the same time, I probably would have thrown like the Outrunners and the Hurt Syndicate on there because that title match is actually going to be on the show tomorrow. Um, but just for throwing it out there, I while that match was going on and during that low part, I remembered Revolution last year that on the 0 hour, Daniel Garcia was fighting Christian Cage for the TNT title. And then here we are a year
oh
later,
yeah,
he's got it. But he's not defending it on Revolution, so
Yeah,
um,
that's
no,
probably
he's not, is he?
a miss.
Mhm.
His
mm-mm.
what have you thought of DG's title run?
It's all right. It's I mean, it could have been a little bit better, but at the same time, when you have a main event scene like they have right now with MJF and Hangman, and you could even throw people like Osprey in there, which I feel should be on the main event scene, and then even though he's like
Yeah,
messing with Fletcher over there on the
Kyle
side, but
Fletcher.
um,
Yeah,
yeah, and you got Swerve and these guys, and there's just there's so many people that there's just a lot for him to work with, but you're also trying to get TV time for all of these personalities and all of these people, and um, that's one of the things that I've been saying it here and there, like a brand split, and I think something like that would help them for instances like, well, I know Danny's on Saturdays, and I know he's gonna, fight for the title or whatever. He's gonna put a defend it or whatever. But I think that would help a little bit more with consistency for these guys in booking their title runs. But at the same time, like I said, there's a lot of talent there, and a lot of them are vying for TV time. So, he's Tony and the storyline writers in the back. I'm sure they're doing what they can do, but his title run's not been too terrible. I don't think.
I don't think it's been bad. I just hope that he gets like a good feud to
Yes.
really sink his teeth into
Right.
before it ends. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like there's tons of wrestlers to do it with. He also I'm looking for that. I know he's had some big wins, right? But I'm hoping he gets like that how what's the word I'm looking for? Just that big like solidifying I'm here win. Like
Yeah.
no shenanigans, no interferences, like that, that real win that solidifies him where it's like, all right, this is a good run. And then from
Yeah.
there, because I just think that he's kind of like I know, like you said, there's a huge main event scene. Even with like the
Right.
tag team, they're focused to try to build that back up. The women's division, they're loaded with talent, period.
Yes.
And I just feel like they've just been kind of finding things for him to do versus getting him the right thing to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
I think that
he's a
they
good
should
feud.
throw one of those top guys, one of those main eventers over to Daniel Garcia, maybe like Ricochet after the
After he's
swerve
done
and
with Swerve,
Ricochet.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I
that
just
would
give
be a
him
good opponent for him.
yes, something to sink his teeth. Or you know what? Bring Mike Bailey in. Let
Yeah,
him run through a couple of people and give me that feud. I'm sure
yeah,
they probably could work magic. But
they
bottom
probably
line
could
is,
too.
I
Yeah,
need Daniel Garcia to get a good feud where he
right.
comes out on top, and just
Solidify his run a
yeah,
little. Yeah,
yeah. He deserves it. He deserves it.
yeah. Yep, I enjoy him. I like that dance that he does too. You know.
Yeah. I'm glad he brought it back after saying he wasn't dancing no more.
Yeah, yeah. Would have been a mistake if he just threw it away.
For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to add. Maybe throw Ricochet towards uh Daniel Garcia after the feud, because you got so many main event guys right now that are kind of in the world title picture. Let some of them
Yeah.
go for the TNT championship.
Not only that, I mean, there's probably like 10 guys he didn't even mention that are probably either at the main
They're
event level
they're
or right
circling.
there. You
Yeah,
understand?
for
So
sure.
yeah, it's they need to get I know that Revolution's probably gonna end most of these feuds. Maybe a
Mhm.
couple of them will sneak out the back door still going, but most of them will probably end. And then I'm interested to see what this new batch of feuds is gonna look like. Cause I know that that's probably when he should get his good feud. I feel like he's been waiting for these feuds to end, and they
Right.
just been kind of coasting with him since. And that's probably the problem.
Yeah, for
Hopefully.
sure, for sure. Yeah, you hit it right on the nose. All right, let's do match of the night.
Yes, sir.
I'll let Mob Miz go first and Turnbuckle, and then I'll give mine too.
All right. So uh, it it came down to two matches for me. And we didn't pre-prep or tell each other any of these, but I told you it was two matches that I was gonna coin flip basically for. I didn't flip the coin, so we're gonna go on the fly. It came down to Momo and Deeb, or
Yep,
Drilistico and Hologram.
yep.
I'm gonna give it to Drilistico and Hologram was my match of the night.
Heck
Yeah,
us. They're well deserved too.
for
Yeah,
sure.
they really put on a banger.
Yeah,
Hmm.
So,
sure.
all right. What about you, Turnbuckle? Match of the night for you.
I'm torn, man. I want to say the Outrunners, but man, that hologram match was great. You know what I mean?
Of
Like,
course. Now listen, hold on. You can say whatever you want, bro.
Yeah,
I
Say the
mean
you
that
outrunners.
don't have
Runner
to agree with.
Nation that it runs deep with me, but at the same time, like hologram just puts on a good show. So,
Yeah.
um, with that, I'll probably just say hologram.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be 3 for 3 because that was the match. That was my number one match of the night too. It was Hologram versus Drilistico.
I, and we're
Yeah.
gonna throw the outrunners for honorable mention.
Yeah,
Just
and
because we're gonna
Serena
do
Deeb
that.
and Momo. Yeah,
Absolutely.
too. So yeah. Do you want to read off any of the super chats, bro?
Um, one of my peoples jumped in, said, "Let's effing go." I wrote that back. That's my brother, Ramley, Ram's house. And Zen said some of these news Twitters probably make up stuff like the Jay Cargo thing. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying. It's like we heard a whole lot of spice about Jay Cargo, and then she came out the same night, looked like she was doing fine. So I mean, I wouldn't always listen to that type of stuff,
Mhm.
especially when it's not credible sources. Which
Yeah.
these people ain't in the back, they're not
Uh,
backstage, and a lot of these people actually have kind of shown over the years they
yeah,
do get lied to and they run with it. So you just
yeah.
take everything with a grain of salt.
Because you
What
see some of the wrestlers comment back and be like, "This is false."
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like that ain't true when this happened. What do you think about that with the news that's spreading and how fast it could go, Turnbuckle? Because right now the way it goes is like somebody right now I could drop a 20-second of whatever I want to say, right? And someone could clip it by tomorrow, it would damn near be true. Like that's kind of what we're living in right now.
Yeah. I think when it comes to like the IWC, there's a lot of that stuff that runs around. But we've seen in the last couple months like people who have bigger accounts who I feel like just kind of throw some stuff out there just for views and it comes back to get them a little bit. I'm not throwing shade at people like that, but at the same time, say you do have conversations with some of these talents, why go and talk about it? You know what I mean?
Right,
If they're confiding with you, that's like doctor patient confidentiality type stuff. You know what I mean? You don't go
For sure.
run out in the street and tell that business, because eventually it's going to come back and somewhere along the line a conversation is going to be had of something sensitive and it's going to come out and then it's going to make all parties look bad. So just like if somebody confides in you to say something, just keep it to yourself. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean, it also shows you can't be trusted. Like, I mean, unless the only one time I would say that I would get it if someone has a relationship with someone in the media and they want to get out and they leak, they want to get out. Like that's what they're
Yeah.
trying to do. Like I would get that, but it's like I don't get why. First of all, I don't get why people want to call anybody and spill the tea of what's going on in
Yeah,
the
it doesn't make
in
sense.
the locker room in their business anyways or their company because it just makes you look bad. It
Yeah.
Right.
Do it
doesn't
for
make
likes, views,
anybody.
and engagement. So,
Yeah. So
Exactly.
yep.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying. So personally, I hate all that, and unless there's some of
Mm.
those stories that will come out, and after a couple of weeks, you'll start realizing, like, all right, yeah, you kind of see this is true, or there's
Yeah.
something there, right?
Let somebody
Right.
confirm it,
Yeah,
before
but
you really
Yeah.
put your opinion on it.
yeah,
So,
like
because you don't even know if it's real right now.
yeah, at least be
Exactly.
educated. At least be educated about it. Like do take 2 seconds to Google. Give it a couple of days. Make a educated thought on it or educated, whatever you want to think, guess. But people just jump too quick at stuff. They start throwing rumors in. They start getting personal. Things
Mhm.
start getting a
Yeah.
little
Get
weird.
nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just makes everything worse. But spilling the tea on your locker room will never
Yeah.
be the right move.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's not
Like
cool
it's
at all.
just not the right move. And you're right. If someone told me something about their locker room, I mean, going and throwing it out there, isn't helping them. So
Exactly.
if you're a fan of the company, I don't see how. But I mean, there's a reason why there's dirt in front of
Yeah.
you.
Dirt
I mean, but
sheet.
yeah, but the thing is though, it's like how that's not helping the company. If you got love for a company, you shouldn't be trying to destroy them. That's the first
Exactly.
thing. Um,
Correct. Yeah.
second thing, they're also. I mean, a lot of these guys get duped constantly, and
Mhm.
like they'll laugh at you, and then like after you're proven wrong, even seen wrestlers go out the day after and basically say duped. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
I don't understand like how even the ones that are credible get tricked, but yet
Yeah.
everybody else that has an account just runs with stories and spreads misinformation.
I mean,
We just gotta fall back off the backstage,
yeah.
and it has
Really,
nothing to do with the wrestling.
right.
I honestly not there for the
Really, yeah.
backstage.
Really, you got to just wait until the people involved say something, or like what the company does.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't really go hear it like word of mouth on that kind of stuff.
yeah, and then
Because
Right.
if you do, it just makes you kind of look bad, like you're saying.
Exactly.
remember too, some of them won't ain't no guarantee they ever talk about it.
Mm.
Like think about it. Some of the wrestlers leave and they ain't say nothing good or bad. It's like because you can see which ones are authentic. Like even ones that left with people throwing jabs at them from certain companies still didn't say nothing bad about those companies. Is because what does that do for them?
Right.
It doesn't
Nothing,
do
nothing
anything.
good. Yeah,
Not gonna
nothing
help
good.
you. So that I guess that's what we'll say about misinformation. Don't worry about that. I wouldn't even honestly wouldn't buy anything about that Jade Cargill story unless you
I
see
saw it, but I
something.
was just kind of like, I don't know how much of that's true. So I just kind of moved on and wait for the facts to come out.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, hey, shut up. Wait, did you hear what they called her the other day? Random note. They said Blade Cargill when she had the contacts in.
Oh no,
Is she going vampire?
No, but that's
that's
kind of fire,
hilarious.
really.
And then, yo, I heard it. I heard it was like, yo, they might got something. She
they
came up with the black
they could
contact
have
the
something
first
there. And
time.
then she come out with that like blood spattered onesie
Exactly,
unitard thing
exactly.
on.
They might have got her
They could
alter
have something
ego
there.
going. Um, so yeah, shout out to Jade. But the only other thing I see over here is someone said the last time I watched a Wrestling Review podcast was Bruce Blitz when Bruce Blitz was around. This is my new start again. Well, welcome. We're here for you to fill you with all your AEW
Welcome.
content you need.
Yeah,
Hey, when we were
honest.
talking earlier about the TNT title and who Daniel Garcia should get a good run with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Maybe Wardlow should come back and just run it with him.
well, maybe. Yeah,
Like
that'd
if
be.
he was
I'd be interested.
in good health and he was able to come back, like just make a surprise entrance at Revolution, call out him or something, something like that. It would be cool to see him in
yeah.
something like that.
I would not be opposed to seeing Wardlow come back. So
No, never.
bring it on.
Yeah.
I would say Ricochet, but I feel like he would be more apt for like the international title or continental title or something like that. But
Yeah, you might be right about that. Yeah, but I don't
As
know. I was
long
just throwing in a name for because you got so many guys up at the top right now. You need
there
to.
are.
Yeah,
listen,
I mean, hey, you could split Brody King up and Buddy Matthews, and one of them could do it. You know what I mean?
right.
They're
that's
both fan favorites.
Oh, Brody King would be awesome to see the belt on him.
Oh yeah,
top card's way more stacked than their mid card,
Yep. Yep.
like overstacked.
yeah. They're getting kind of top heavy here, like of dudes that I mean, they could push any one of these guys really, but at the same time, I don't know who I'd want to see him push more.
Right.
That's the thing. It's like it's we're spoiled at this point with it doesn't matter who they literally right now probably have 15 guys they could throw the
Yeah.
heavyweight title on that would
Easy.
probably
And, yeah,
most people would be happy with.
they could definitely do like a multi-man ladder match too for the world title. Like
Yes.
spice it up a little bit.
Honestly, they're gonna have to because they're gonna have to
Yeah.
shave the top of the card.
Yep.
So they're gonna have to get some of them away from that belt. The
Yeah.
best way to probably do it is by maybe doing like a 6-man ladder match and just
Yep.
getting rid of 4 of them.
Yeah. And you can never
Yeah.
go wrong with a good ladder match either. So,
Mm-mm.
For real.
or something, you know. Yeah.
Some of those guys I'd be very interested to see in a ladder match, like Jay White or Hangman.
Oh yeah.
Some of those guys would be like,
They'd be
it's
going
not
off.
necessarily exactly. It's not necessarily a match that I would think that I would just throw them into immediately or see them jumping into immediately, but I feel like they could probably do something cool with it.
Yeah, for real. Just think if right now if you took just plucked 8 people out that main event and put them in a tables, ladders, and chairs match or something.
Oh my goodness.
It's just
It'd
like
go off. It'd go crazy too.
that'd be something insane to see.
Shit. Throw Bobby Lashley in there as well.
Listen,
Big dude in the ladder match. Yeah.
no problem.
That'd be good.
Trust me. Throw your 8, whatever you think, and this would be probably hard to pick. And this is why people get so mad at the Continental Classics. Like you can't put everybody. It's just
No.
some there gotta
Right.
be people. There gotta be people that's gonna be in there. That's can't have everybody that don't want to lose or can't lose. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
everybody can be at the top at the same time.
Exactly.
Exactly. But you pretty much pluck any anybody's 8 favorite wrestlers in AEW and throw them in a ladder match, it'll be a match of the year candidate.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Make it unpredictable too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have what are we what's going on for tomorrow?
So I was thinking watch pay-per-view and do another post show after.
Yeah.
Unless you're thinking of a watch along, which
What time
we
does
can
it
always set
start?
that up.
Whatever you like. That was my next question. What time does this
7?
start tomorrow?
Well, here Central Time, card usually starts at like 7. 0 hour starts at like 5 or 6, something like
Yeah, I
that.
think it starts
It says
like
4 p.m. Pacific time on their website.
Oh, does it?
so that
Yeah.
Pacific is that 3? That might be 3. That might be 7 p.m. Eastern.
That's like
That's
that
like
like
7
California?
p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours behind me, I think.
So yeah, 7.
I'm down to do whatever. A watch along's cool. Recaps cool. Whatever you want to do. You have any predictions for tomorrow? You want to get on this episode so you can have it locked in that you said it first.
Talk about
Who?
Anybody, both you, send it around whatever way you like.
man, I hit a bunch of my predictions yesterday, to be honest, but now I'm thinking Cope wins the world title and Christian catches in. That's my number 1 prediction. So
All right.
we'll start off with that. Turnbuckle, you got anything?
I want to say Kenny's going to win, but I think Takeshita's going to keep the title.
Yeah, that would be a good match to have Takeshita go over with.
Yeah.
Solidify him, you know.
And I've seen the posts recently of like watching Omega and Takeshita fight over the years and just watching them grow up in the ring together. And I could definitely see Takeshita winning tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's going to be an interesting match for sure.
I would say I'll put my prediction. It's funny that we said it because we all got different ones, right? My prediction is I'm gonna stick with my gut and say that we get, hopefully not Wheeler Yuta, but we get some type of interference for Moxley to retain the belt. That's not one of the original Death Riders.
Be a new person or
Yeah,
the
new
main,
one.
you know.
Might be someone who's already there. I want to say this isn't my theory, and I wish I knew the account's name, but once they'll see this and I'll tag them in it, and this is their shout out, right? I seen someone actually had a crazy theory that actually kind of worked. It was pretty dope. You obviously see Jay White's promo, which we know that's the Switchblade. Eventually he's gonna snake on you anyway. He's gonna snake you anyways, right? Yeah, Cicely just said Jay White turns on Cope. Yeah, so definitely Jay White's gonna turn on Cope. But that prediction that account said was that the Death Ride is a part of the Bullet Club.
Oh, huh. That's a wild
Interesting,
theory.
because I mean, listen, right? And he kind of had this little breakdown. I'll share the tweet for you later off it when I find it.
Cool.
It works because if the Bullet Club is the bigger picture, remember Bullet Club New Japan is bigger than it's part of both of them, right? It's actually kind of outside of both companies. You're not wearing the belt yet. You still haven't shown the belt. So you see what I'm saying? Now the Guns have not came to help Jay White once.
Maybe they know something, you know.
Like he told them stay away, right? Now maybe they're working for Jay White.
Yeah.
Like that's so that would be, see, that is the type of ending that I'm looking to see. Give me something where it's like something like that out the box. Now, if an account online can come up with something like that and make you think like, damn, I'd love to see that. They could conjure up something now. Give me
I'd like to know who that account is, man. If you ever find it.
I'll be able to find it. I'll go on there right when we jump off. I'll share. I'll tag you on the comment. But
Okay,
I've
cool.
seen it earlier. It's like, look it, because I think they need to eventually get to a Bullet Club civil war. And Jay White don't really got a strong Bullet Club team if he was gonna go against, say, the War Dogs right now, right?
Juice Robinson comes back.
The Guns.
That's set up
Moxley and
great.
them. Now you got about an 8-man Bullet Club, right? And Death Riders also works in Bullet Club. Bullet Club. You know the Bullet Club Death Riders or whatever you want to call it. It works.
Yeah, make that mix. Yeah, add them together.
Yeah. So that honestly, out of all the predictions I've seen, I hope that's the one that comes true.
That's cool. That's a cool
That's the
prediction
one
too.
that I'd be. I think a lot of people want to see Jay White with that belt, anyways.
Right. Oh
When you
yeah,
get-
definitely.
What was it? The Nash Hogan moment. when
Yeah,
he finger poke.
yeah. Finger poke at noon.
Let's him
God.
pin him for the belt. Everybody went nuts for 30 years over it.
Still going nuts about it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It's a
we
good
can always.
theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
Got
one.
anything else to add before we wrap it up tonight?
No, not anything at all, man. Unless y'all got anything y'all want to say.
Just follow us on Twitter. Mine's at Took Timbo. You got
Yeah.
Mob Squad 508, and then Turnbuckle. Say yours.
I think it's at Frumpy Faux Hawk. I think I can't remember.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
Frumpy Faux Hawk.
You might need to spell that out for them, bro.
What's that?
You might need to spell that out for them.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yo, do you know you see right here where your thing says Turnbuckle Telegram?
Yeah,
This
they
should
can look
be-
me up on there too.
Yeah, so
Oh, right.
Like
I was
that,
gonna
so.
say anytime you want, I think you could just put your @ sign there and change it back and forth.
Oh, that's a
I
good
need to
idea.
do it with mine too. I was looking at it yesterday. I didn't change it.
Okay,
But-
there's a couple more chats too.
Yeah, right
Um,
there.
Cicely said, "Can someone take Christian's papers and cash in instead of him?" I guess if somebody else signed them, yeah.
Well, I guess, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they just got to go up to the suites in one of the arenas that he's sitting in and just
I
get
mean,
him from him.
Beat him
it's-
up.
this is wrestling. All they gotta do is take it. It's like take it and they can cash it in. But go take it from them. And that's it.
Then we got Zen said 8-man versus all the underdogs who are fighting against Death Riders. Heck yeah, that'd be like a big like stampede match too. Could.
Oh yeah.
Man, I don't mind. I'm starting to become a fan of the 8-man and the 8-man and 10-man tags. I told you I hated them before, but I thought maybe they used to be filled with like
It used to just go constantly, like all the time.
yeah, and it also wasn't like 10 good wrestlers. It'd be like like 5 of them maybe or 3 of them was good. So you just don't certain wrestlers you don't want to see get in the ring.
Oh.
There's Death Riders / Bullet Club versus the Underdogs.
All right,
Yeah,
them together.
That I mean, that's honestly, it's a good storyline. It's a way to go from people thinking that it's, I mean, just say not a good story to like Moxley's in the Bullet Club. I mean, it would make sense because you gotta look at it like this. He built 2 squads, right? And all his New Japan man snaked him. They not part of it no more. Shota left him, they all left him, right? So he don't got that group no more.
Nope.
And he has those heavy New Japan ties. So I mean, he might have sold to the club. He might have did it.
Maybe. Yeah, for sure.
Let's have fun with it.
Yeah.
But that's the rest of the comments, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, so let
Yep.
me just save this in. We'll end the stream. Bro, you anytime you want to jump on, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, it was great having 3 people
Yeah.
on.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a good.
Sure.
It's a what's the word? It's very fluid, you know.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
fluid.
Yep. You just
Yeah,
go.
anytime. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely,
Alright.
bro.
Everybody have
It's
a good
gonna
night.
You
Take
too.
care.
And it's gonna get bigger and better from here, bro. And
Yeah, for
outrun
sure.
it.
Outrun, yeah, go
Remember that.
Outrunners. Underdogs winning tomorrow.
They gotta win. They gotta win.
win. End
Alright.
it with hopefully tomorrow we see the outrunners win. We'll end it with that.
Hopefully, yeah.
Let's go. Enjoy the
Alright.
shows tomorrow. Yeah,
For sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. Y'all have a good night.
you too,
You
baby.
too.
Bye bye.